Mr. Vernon, now that you've decided you like the house on Elm Street, it's time to make the offer.
I've been looking at this offer form, and there are a couple of things that I don't quite understand. It just lists the street address and this long property description, and why isn't the house listed on the offer?
As you can see on the form, it lists the house under improvements.
But if I'm buying a house, why doesn't it just say a house?
Because when you're buying a house, you're actually buying the property that house sits on. What we're talking about here is the difference between real and personal property. Real property is the land and everything that's permanently attached. And personal property is everything else. The deed conveys the real property, in this case, the land, and the house that's sitting on it. For instance, you'll notice the offer doesn't say anything about the grass or the soil or the trees. When you get the deed, it will just simply list the property and leave out everything that is permanently attached to the land, including the house.
If a deed has to list the stuff permanently attached to the land, what about the stuff that isn't permanently attached to the land?
Well, that's where we run into a problem. We call things that aren't permanently attached to the land personal property. That doesn't mean you own the personal property. It's just a type of classification. You remember that backyard grill on the wheels that you liked so much?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, since it's on wheels, it's not permanently attached.
So it wouldn't be a part of the real property?
Yes. If you want to purchase the gas grill along with the house, you'd have to negotiate for that separately.
What other things do we have to negotiate for separately?
We'll have to make a separate offer for anything that isn't permanently attached to the house or the land. Since doors and windows are permanently attached, we won't mention them in the offer. However, things like window treatments and some standalone appliances may have to be listed separately.
So what about the refrigerator?
If the refrigerator is permanently mounted in the kitchen, then it's part of the real property and it goes with the house. However, if the fridge is just standing there, then it may fall into the category of personal property, and we'd have to negotiate for that separately. That's one of the things we'll have to check into.
There is a real nice workbench downstairs in the workshop. Are you saying that that workbench is not automatically transferred with the real estate?
I don't remember the workbench. Was it screwed into the wall or was it freestand?
It was standing off in the corner by itself. It wasn't bolted to anything.
Oh, I'm afraid that means that it's personal property, and we'll have to negotiate for that separately.
What about the chandelier in the dining room? When I move in, it will still be there, won't it?
Yes, it's permanently attached to the ceiling, so it goes with the real estate.
And if I move in and it's gone?
We can make them put that back.
But we'll have to negotiate separately for the window treatments and, more importantly, the workbench.
Yes. We'll have to make a separate transaction for each item of personal property that you'd like to buy from the sellers. That's assuming the sellers wish to sell those items.
Yeah, I bet the guy's willing to give up the window treatments, but not the workbench.